Hmm. Hello. So last time we sorted out we were doing this turbine. This turbine. This time we're doing the refueling machine for the reactor. Not this one. It's already got one. You don't get two. Stop being greedy. Oh yeah, it's here. I spent 45 minutes building it and my mind just blanks. It's like, doop. Oh yeah. Last episode I mentioned how reactors can melt down. Well, here's what happened. There is your lovely Thorium. It's liquid and it melts through blocks. This was a small reactor and look how deep it's gone. Should probably stop the lava as well. Let's just seal that off. It never happened. Oh, on that note, last episode, as the creator of the mod pointed out, there was a mistake. So the carbon brushes always did output in RF per tick, but they displayed it in RF per second, instead of what I said it was, they operated on RF per second. So, in actual fact, they display RF per second, but actually produce RF per tick, so just divide the display by 20 to get your result. Which brings me on to my other thing, why this video is so well, I wouldn't say late, so far apart. Well, it's because I was waiting for version 1.1 to come out, which fixes this issue, so it displays in RF per tick now, you can see it there, so that will just tell you how much power you're making in ticks, which is what people are used to. And it'll take a while to mention what changes. Mostly just check models and textures, which are really nice now. Oh, gold font. Yeah, if we just, you got this, you've got your carbon brushes again, your rotor, your generator coil. Let's put this down to war 8. So you can see here, you've got the spokes and the main hub, and then you've got these wonderfully textured coils around it, and you can see all the cables come in, go to the spokes and output. They kind of output onto the shaft, which then comes to the carbon brushes. On the ends they've got these big thick plates, and then they've got the small like zinc coloured bit. This is these big cast plates, is the iron core, so they've put the detail into the iron core of the generators for each rotor because they're electromagnets. No, wait, this is what type of generator? It has magnets around it, so it's not a it's not an excited generator, so it's a permanent magnet generator, so these aren't electromagnets, they're coils, but they're very similar to electromagnets, so still need their iron cores, and that's what these little plates on the ends are. In actual fact, they're solid bits that go all the way through, but they're surrounded by the copper wiring you can see here. And that's lovely. You've got all this lovely detail now. And then it comes through here in the shaft and comes to the carbon brushes. There's a slip ring. That's not rotating. And then you can see the two individual carbon brushes which output into these bits. Moving on. What else is there? Oh yeah, the fuel rods are now actually rods instead of cubes. And they added something useful to these. Sometimes your fuel insert, when insert, it's because you placed it in backwards. This underside's the fuel insertion side, so that's where you put items in. So if we go down here, you can see the little refueling bit I've made in this kind of demo unit. There's that. Underside items in, I'm just using a hopper because that works. Heat pipes and heat pumps got to change along with the boiler heaters. So you've got huge surface area, heat pipes, heat pump. You got those. reactor heat vents. This is also another useful change. So before, they used to be just a cube with the same texture all the way around, but they were direction dependent whether they work. Now, the side you want to put in, so facing into the reactor is the side with all the fins, the aluminium fins, I'm guessing by the colour of the metal, that absorb heat, and then this is your heat pipe output. So that's a change. Oh, these got some new textures as well, so I'll just show one because they're facing, but you've got casing and then wires. The wires change for each different one, I think. No, sorry, no, the wires are the same. The little nub on the end changes, so as you can see there, that's got green, that's got blue, and I think this one's red. Yeah, it's red. There's your power. Here's the motors. And then they added something interesting. Motor extensions, which increase the torque your motor can output. So you place on the side with that little bit here. These don't stack, do they? Right, I'll test that once we build the refueling machine, load the reactor, and turn the turbine on again. We'll see if those stack, because I could... Infinite torque! That'll be funny. Reactor casing's got a bit of a change, it's just a new texture. Basic and advanced solar heaters. Very nice changes. You've got the glass just focusing it down to a singular point. Here you've got a more basic version of that. I think that's all that's changed in the update. Oh, you've got some item textures as well, which is nice. Let's destroy that. So I think I've spent 5 minutes rambling on about textures. You enjoyed it. So, this is the refueling machine we're building today. Let's start on the... Why did I get sandstone? Caution block. What is happening today? Do I even... So, casings, slabs, stone bricks, your gantry shaft, your gantry carriage, and then interestingly a large cogwheel, because if you have 2 of these they'll break. So this is actually a large cogwheel in disguise. It's a lie. So what I'll do, yeah, we'll place this like that, there, and that gets that. Oh yeah. Copy. I forgot, I used some blocks from this mod, so we've got half slabs. How did I... Sorry, oh, yeah. I'm an idiot. That's the bit of the andesite casing to match with these 2. Then we have a bit of just reinforcing on the top in the form of these blocks. And that'll be one side. And then you bring this all the way over. Place down your second one. Block. Your little copycat slabs. Your gear. You case it. Ending caution block. Andesite casing. Oh yeah, then stone slabs, and that puts your 2 ends together, and then we just bring this across. Yeah, sorry, I've just realised I've got to mention the reactor. You've got these covers which show where your fuel is, a post, and then its corresponding reactor casings. And if we get some glue, because you're going to need this, they're all stuck together like this, so you can pull them out. Also, sorry if anyone has OCD at all. Because I built this wrong, I realised, advice, building a turbine hall, the bits between each turbine, make it an odd number, so there's kind of a centre bit between each one. So this had to be an even shape, so it had to be even like this. I don't like it. Which means I can't place fuel rods in their uniform pan. See, if I place this here to complete the pan of every block around it, suddenly there's two of these directly in contact. So I can't do the pack. Oh, these are all directly in contact. Forgot to remove those. Because I was using this as the center guide to know where the center of my... Anyway. The center of the, Oh, what... Yeah, the center of the reactor. And it's just a 2x2. Don't build 2x2 reactors. They don't look nice. Go for an odd number. Anyway. Just... So, we have this reactor building. You have your reactor. Place a cap, and then a floor block gap, or however long your fuel rods are, to a fuel inserter below. Doesn't need any shielding. And yeah, and then just hop a chest into it so you can refuel. Have a reactor. That is important. A nuclear power plant requires a reactor. So, I'm going to imagine you've already built your reactor building if you're going to do that, and you have 2 rails in place, sorry. The distance apart doesn't matter, just make it wider than your reactors, for the refueling machine can reach everywhere. And when I say wider, I mean wider by 2, if you see what I mean. I think that's all the details. No, oh yeah. There's a little bit of messiness with how shafts work. It gets to the main machine layer, but you go 2 blocks in on the right hand side of this gantry facing north. We are facing north. Why isn't it bringing out coordinates? I mean direction. I've broken everything. Give me a minute. Where's the pause button? Yeah, okay. Let the world glow back in. Yep, there's sound. Where were we? Oh yes, this is exactly why the Germans don't build reactors. It's not for any other reason. I only just realised this. This is why we don't learn. Not for any other reason, no this. Beware, reactors is too German. I should stop. It's too funny. Oh, where were we actually though? Oh, we were here. Oh yeah, there's this bug with the shafts, so we were fixing the shafts. 2 in from the right side, facing direction opposite to where refueling machine will be. And we get glue. And you glue all this together, making sure it's one. Then you can not do that. Hang on a minute. Sorry, I built this months ago, but not months ago, weeks ago. I was waiting for the update, so I didn't. Yeah, this one, the one the machine will actually run on, only goes that you glue it into here. This one, you glue the 2 together on. I am right in thinking that, and haven't just done something incredibly stupid. Nope, that's right, you glue them together. And that should be everything on the rails, so we've got a full gantry now. And now we need to just build the carriage. Again, more gears. Yeah, large gears. Reactor. So you just plop up. What did I have? Right. It's more of these copycat things. Oh no, it's a thingamabobs and thingamadads. Oh no! Random words, my worst enemy. That reminds me, I was just doing my mock exam for GCSEs today, and I realised my 6s look a lot like the Russian letter. I mean, in my mind, the Russian letter B, and in my mind I just clicked, and it's like, no, she'll think my 6s, it's like B6, and it was algebra, so we were trying that. So no, I took the simple solution and translated everything into Russian for her. This is an English exam. It's algebra, as long as it's the same symbol, I guess it counts. Oh, but that was funny, like, really. Ah. I hope they still mark that. Rude. Work. So yeah, you build this outer frame. How my building today. It's late at night. I keep forgetting these things will just absorb everything. They're like the Borg. They'll assimilate everything into them. The Borg. And in your case, those, and you place the final ring on here. Now, it's got some quite complicated glue here because of just how all the internal mechanisms work. You don't want to accidentally glue the fuel rods. But yeah, my thinking was correct. You just make a huge slab of glue. Yeah, because that's where the pulleys sit and all the mechanisms. Well, strictly speaking, all the mechanisms sit in these top 3 blocks, which is why I asked you to leave 3 blocks between your rails and the ceiling of your reactor hall. It's for this piece that will just, it houses all the mechanisms inside which allow this to work. Yeah, this is just like a giant tube, and what was that I built? Yeah. Anyway, let's take a quick diversion into the redstone logic of this system. Not that one, we'll get into that when we build the big tube. That's encased, that's a gear shift, and a clutch. Shh, unlimited power. You could power this from an electric motor actually, but we'll just use creative mode because I can't be bothered running electric cables. So you want torches, repeaters, redstone, I'll sort the rest later. Yeah, there's this toggle latch which toggles the on-off -ness. Yeah, it does. So I built this ages ago. So we can see here, in the end, I've added like these vertical gearboxes to shafts that go underground. I have not actually connected these yet. This side is solely the fuel regeneration. No, it's the fuel. Close enough, we'll call it the fuel. No, refueling area. This floor in the lower reactors just for refueling. We'll place them andesite so it feels connected to the walls. That way, all these rotate in the exact same way. And that is to say they don't. No, I can use one of my favourite. I absolutely love the fact big gears can transmit rotation. It's such an underused. People just use gearboxes, but this looks aesthetically nice. You can actually see the gears rotating and do it. Anyway, so gear shift clutch, motor. And that's all the rotational mechanisms in here. Had I not broken the clutch. Probably haven't given myself enough room for redstone. Which is not that bad, because in Create you've got linked controllers, which means we've just got to create another link between them. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is another thing with gear shafts. When they reach the end, they bounce back. Actually, can I change that with a wrench so they don't do that, because I don't like it? No, these things have no settings, right. Don't overrun the thing, it will just break your controls. Alright, well, in place, we can place 2 linked controllers, receive, and I'll have this one be redstone red and redstone blue. And we can place that again. And I think I set this to 8 because I just... Yeah, it moves really slowly. Now, imagine we are now in your basement. Yes, of your personal house. We have now entered there. No. Your power stations, let's say your logic room, you built a nice little room for it, at least I hope you did. Yes, to the clutch, a torch, which can be powered on and off by several factors, because then there will be several reasons why we want this to stop. So clutch is redstone red. So clutch to redstone red. Not clutch, torch. The other one, I believe, was like that, and that went to redstone blue. So yeah, logic room, this is the circuit you're building for the refueling machine logic, and whatever other logic you have in your power station, which, if it's anything like mine, there is a lot. Is that bad? Anyway. Oh yeah. So, I forget, these need to be powered occasionally. So, oh no, those would be destroyed, wouldn't they? Destroyed by that moving. Again, if you have OCD, I am phenomenally sorry about this. My friend, this triggers him all the time. My redstone is so messy. I'm going to be murdered. So yeah, now we've got all our basic outputs. Oh yes, there's one more output, but we haven't built it. That's in the machine, but when we come to it, we'll just stick that on the end. Most technical term, stick on the end. So yeah, you want to kind of have like 5. So from the repeater going into the torch, we carry 2 pieces. Oh no, it's 5 pieces. I was trying to compact it in my mind for you, and then realised, hang on a minute, that'll only make it worse. Because it's going to interfere with the second line, which I built to be short. But no, it won't actually, because I'm an idiot who forgets how he built his own system. We can do something like this. So yeah, 2 pieces of redstone coming out and then surround it by logic gates. And on the 2 pieces here, 2 pieces of redstone here, place 2 link controls. And I'm just going to move this one up a block, redstone blue, just so it fits better. So far that's the entire circuit. We'll set up these link controllers later. Then the one that goes to here, we put torch red. You just... how many controls is it? You can do that with 1 piece of redstone dust. So let's imagine ourselves here. There's redstone, there's torch red, piece there, and then surrounded on all sides that by linked controllers, and we set them to receive. So they're the three settings. They're just redstone red. And you know why we're here, last piece of circuitry for the actual gantry mechanism is, oh, where should I put this? Yeah, we'll place it here just so it's kind of like not lopsided. Oh no, that brings it to an even center. I don't want to make it longer. I'll place it here. And we have one of those to receive, going through into another repeater, which is the second powering switch, so that will be torch blue, which I'll just set up now. And that will be for the second piece's gantry movable. So that's that setup. And then this is all stuff in the link controller, which I'll set up later. You're going to kill me if I don't set up now. So we get our link controller. I'll get the one from this one because I can't remember how for the life of me I did it. Right. So think da 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 da. Right, I immediately know how that's sorted. So for the 5, on the end of the bit with 2 redstones and 5 link controllers, we have redstone blue, we have torch blue, and then we're going to set this one to be move forward, let's say is gear, repeater, so gear red, repeater blue, and then for backwards will be the opposite, so repeater red, gear blue. And then for this, I'll have torch red, torch redstone blue, and then invert for right. These two, well, I don't have any controls for now, so let's just input those into how do I put it? Input, yeah. Yeah, and what do we put? Repeater, gear. That's that piece of logic done. So whenever we move it, it's going to disable the clutch, which means it can move. And then this bit here for the gear shift will be what controls which direction, if you get what I mean. English. Now, these two are based on, I think I have it so by default it would go forwards and then to the left if you engage the redstone, the lock. I'll call this the lock move. So then if you engage lock move, it would go left. This is to the opposite, so let's say you want to move right, you would select that and it would invert it. So let's see. Leave a slab was left. I guess I had it the other way around. And that was down. So I'm going to put it as down right because I like it being default, it goes to the left direction because I've already set it and I don't want to change it. So what did we have for down? Down was repeater red, cog blue, and we set these to receive, and then right, the direction we're going to go was redstone red, torch blue, which means now if we do it, it comes to us, it goes away, and I haven't set the redstone yet for that, but that will change that. You can see how it toggles direction as well. Now, we can go back to now the redstone lock. It's south, north, and then machine lock, which is the redstone lock on the machine. Oh no, left and right, sorry. So, for us, left and right is redstone torch plus redstone. So, for the piece where it's a repeater with one redstone coming out and then surrounded by 3 more repeaters, we'll have on either side redstone, well, on one side redstone blue, the other side redstone red, and then torch blue, and then back to the first one, torch red. And then I'm going to put machine lock. What did I put machine lock on? Oh no, I put as only red torch blue. Yeah, I did that. What put it on? Huh? I'm guessing that was a mechanism somewhere else. That's not a mechanism there. This is why I got lazy and used water wheel. Well, not lazy, but you know what I mean. What on earth toggles this? There is nowhere in the circuit we have 2 copy slabs. What are you, mysterious one, controlling my lock? Yeah, they're for the pulleys. And then these... No wait, that engages these 2 gear shifts, which means up and down. Those are for the sticky sliders. It receives there, it sends there. Where are you receiving from? Oh yes, it's that final pet. Oh no, it's not, it's that. Again, this is you showing up, it's that. What triggers my redstone lock? What's triggering machine redstone lock? Machine redstone lock. Wait, did I place anything underneath? No, I didn't. Can't think because it's not in the controller at all. Maybe it was an old setting that I changed. Yeah, one of those. Actually, that's the second mystery. What's this? Andesite red casing blue. Stone blue. Because that's just that and that. I think it is an old setting I changed because it won't be one of these, would it? No, these are set to those internals. I think I've solved the mystery. I think it was a setting I changed because I was using copycats a lot, which got confusing. And then I just never changed it back. So let's set andesite red, stone blue for. Sorry, I've gone a bit sidetracked trying to fix my machine because I don't know how I built this. Yeah, it now lets you move. So, oh yeah, I remember I would control it with space, so that's what it was. So, what should we set in ours? I think we'll set double andesite. So, for space, we'll put double andesite, and that engages our lock. So if we now go around, clutch is disengaged. I appear to have broken it. Clutch is off, it's allowed to rotate. It's rotating there though. Oh no, I see what happened. In the confusion, that was, well, me being an idiot, I broke the belt. Which is now right now rotating a different... What have I done? As that rotates, it sends this to rotate. Oh, yep. Again, I am a massive idiot who forgot on that machine, on the second side, it doesn't actually mean. Sorry if this is really confusing. It's been confusing for me. I forgot how I built my own machine. I thought these two needed to be the same. I forgot I can't show it. So, quick recap of the problem. The two external shafts which the machine rides on, the gantry shafts it rides on, only one side needs to be powered, and that's the one facing east. No, not west, sorry. The east one does need to be powered, it'll be powered. So, as you can see here, you build the machine to the west, and then it can run heading towards the east direction. Yeah, if we assume this is north, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is north. Okay, simple. For those who got messed up in the situation there, which I just have for the second time now, the side, how to put it, so the two shafts you placed on here, on whatever side you place them on, which is your end cap, which is the side of the machine that the machine would run to, and then back from, that side, this shaft side doesn't need to be powered, it'll just be powered by redstone lock. Which means, yeah, so it doesn't need that. Basically, only one of the gantry shafts on the initial rails the machine runs on needs to be powered. The other one doesn't. And as long as it's taking power from that, initially, it'll be fine. I'm pretty sure it'll work if it's the other shaft in this case, because we've got to think about those two, but that's solely for this machine not destroying itself. So it shouldn't matter which shaft. It shouldn't matter which shaft you power. As long as you power only one of the shafts and not both, it will be fine. That was probably like a 2-minute mess of me trying to put into words. Yeah, I have a problem putting things into words. I'm very bad at that. Anyway, so what we've done is we've finished all the circuitry except from the pistons to make in the internal of the machine move. So now, as we can see, if you press north, oh no, I've accidentally... You know when it hits the gantry shaft, it reverses? Yeah, that's what's happened. Let it just recalibrate itself. What? No recalibration? Give it a minute. It's working its little head out. Eventually. Why did I make this so slow? Well, gantry machines are slow. I just realised what I forgot so early on. I guess it's not going to recalibrate itself, so as a simple solution, oh yeah, this reminds me. So you know how you place two shafts to stop the machine running into the wall? Well, on the initial gantry rails that this all rides on, it also needs something similar, only this way, 3 blocks from the end of its track, whichever way you're doing it. I hope no one's listening to this just by listening, because this is going to be such a pain for you, and I've just accidentally cleared the remote. Let me just reset it. I hope that was right. I just remember like an image in my mind of what it looked like. Yep. And then to simply fix the solution, if your refueling machine's not going the way you liked, reverse the directions. That was a simple one. Hopefully didn't need explaining. Yep, there we go. I think I'll just reverse all the controls for this. That's that. This is just my personal way of the way I like this demonstration working. Oh, and that's the wrong way around. Did I? Yeah, I wish I thought about this for. I kind of like plan these to be. I just build it and explain how it works to you, but then I get confused. I didn't plan to get this confused about it, but I got confused in the turbine one because I've forgotten rails. I'm very bad at explaining things. That's the thing about me. I can't explain for the life of me. So not well. So that was a mess. Again, hopefully you weren't building this just by listening and was actually watching the video. I feel if you watched it by video you could understand perfectly what I was on about, but audibly it would have just been a random mess of someone. Yeah. Hopefully just by seeing the video you can actually understand what on earth I'm on about. If not, please tell me. I'm an idiot and I'll just make another one of this, explaining everything again. Anyway, where were we? Ah, yeah. Now we can build the top mechanisms, which involves vandalizing the machine. Damn it. Yeah, we can now get rid of these as we've done the redstone, except from the sticky bits, but the sticky bits we don't need that for. So now we can enter the machine, and we get the sticky bits. The link we still need, and I like to put a caution block in this. Wait, no, I'm racing too early. These things sit on pistons. Not pistons, pulleys. If it was pistons, this thing would be infinitely bigger than it is. Yeah, so in here, what we can see is we've got piston 1 facing that way. So we'll copy that for the sake of simplicity. Keep the sayings, and I remember the other one went exactly the same way. So this is where we start messing with gearboxes a lot, just for the same complexity, but then we also use gears a lot in this. So from your main driving one, which, how do I put it? So on the primary gantry shafts, whichever one you've powered goes into a gantry carriage. The rail coming off of that is going to be your secondary primary gantry carriage. So it's your primary for your secondary machine, movie, bitty, bob. And yeah, you just build it off that. My great English. I'm not good at any language. Yeah, and you just build it like this, as I'm doing on screen. Gearbox is going to the pulleys. Gear shifts, that's meant to be a clutch moron. That's that. That's that. Now I can get our casings. I thought that would be funny. Yeah, so how did I... Oh yeah, more copy cap stuff. I make it look nice. That was my main priority with this. I wasn't going to give you the... You thought I would give you like the basic mechanism. No, I had to make it look pretty, but it looks nice now. It looks like an actual refueling machine, so realism, go! And then this not be realistic at all, watch that. Because you refuel a refueling machine from the very top, and then insert the rods in, and then it can skew them to the sides and load it. It's a very complicated machine in all turns. Yeah, so... Wrong one. Yeah, so that's the pulley control, which we will set as brass. So brass red, brass blue. And this is the final bit in the link controller, so your shift key, set receive link controller, and brass. That puts link controllers almost away, except from one final piece, but we don't have to worry about that right this instant. And then of course I added a little platform for people to walk on, so let's add that to our actual machine, so there can be someone standing up here, or you know, just maintenance in case the very high likelihood something went wrong. Knowing the way I build things, I don't even understand. That's like it. I like understand it perfectly in my mind, then just communicating that to someone else is just like, I have made my entire new language. I will not give you a name for it, I have not thought of one yet. So yeah, this is the top of the refueling machine, which hopefully looks similar to that one. You got... hopefully that's okay. Sorry if it's annoying. Yeah. So now, because all this piece doesn't actually have the fuel inserting it, you just make a block. Just glue it, like, I guess like that actually, yeah, that works. And then these two need to be connected in some way, which can be the tiniest piece of glue. But I'm just going to do it slightly bigger so it feels more structurally secure. It's like secured by the base now. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Did I just... Yeah, that way. There, it's like properly secured there now. That's that. That's our refueling machine. We can test it. It moves around. Ignore that. That was... It was nothing. I didn't misglue it. So that's your refueling machine. And you know what I've just noticed, which I never noticed on the original model, the cowl can actually be destroyed in a kind of self-destructing mechanism. So, how do I put it? Again, we go back to these gantry shafts. So on the secondary gantry shafts, on both ends, two from the end, you want to place shafts cutting it kind of open, just so the machine can't destroy itself. Which means the whole confusion of the northwest, which side should this be on and which one's the primary and secondary shaft, really doesn't matter anymore. So you know that thing I tried to explain for 5 minutes, which shaft needs to go where and based on which direction? It doesn't matter. Just as long as one of your primary shafts is power, don't power the other one then. And it doesn't matter. Again, if you're listening to that audibly and trying to figure out what on earth I was on about and tried to build that, if you managed to build it, well done. I am so... yeah. So this, you can now... I find every time you use this... oh no, it just seems to be turning itself into refuel mode, I'm going to call that. No, we turned that into redstone lock, didn't we? Oh, I've made a mistake. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. There's nothing there, which means you've got 1 block there, 2 block. Okay, now correcting that statement again about on both sides have it 2 away on the wall. The side closest, so on the secondary shafts, the side closest to your primary drive shaft, remember that's the one you're powering, that's how this thing's getting power. Instead of it being two away from it and then the shaft, have those be directly next to it, as actually the calc doesn't have that much of an influence as I thought. What do you want? Okay. Things being picky. Correct the statement again. Side facing the primary shaft. Have a shaft extending 2 blocks and then you have the gantry shaft. So basically, we've gone back to the original except from switch out, so how do I put, you know, I'll place an audio in the edit just for you, telling you, ignore this. I will ramble on for ages about something. So all you will hear is just this editor's note, and it's just like, hey, I spent 5 minutes rambling. Yeah, so on statement, both ends of the machine on the secondary shaft, place 2 shafts coming away from each end, and then fill the rest of the connecting space with gantry shafts. That's all, which is actually what I said originally, and then changed it multiple times. Why is it always, I seem to always get it right originally, and then always change it, second doubting myself. Oh yeah, and then on both sides, so on both secondary shafts you glue them connecting the 2 carriages along. So, how do I put that in yeah, I think that's the best way I can put it into words. Just make sure from your 2 side carriages connected to your primary shafts, only one of them is powered. So you connect the 2 carriages, I'll call these. Basically, glue the 2 carriages together along the secondary shafts. Does that make sense? Yeah, now the machine works again. Sorry, this has got to be so confusing. No one is going to be listening to this, right? Or who actually watches a tutorial and listens to it audibly and goes, oh yeah, I'll just build it, I'll follow the tutorial. if it's mine. Oh, it's such a mess. But I think we're nearly done now. Now we're on the tube, the final part. That sounds like a film, doesn't it? The Tube, the final part, in cinemas now. It really does sound like a film, though. Like something so stupid like it would actually be me. Oh, my wood farm's clogged up again. Every time I have to sort that one mechanism. Anyway, so from both pulleys underneath, place a hazard block and then 2 random block and then another random block. In this case, I'm just using a hazard block because it's in my inventory. Below that random block, place a sticker. You will only need 2 of these, no more. And then destroy said random block. It never existed, so don't get emotionally attached to it. Come round here. And then on top of the sticker, place 2 redstone links. And then glue them to their corresponding... Okay. Before you destroy the random block, connect the sticker all the way up to its corresponding hazard block and then press and then place the links. Which reminds me, we've actually got a redstone link. It's the secondary gantry shaft redstone lock, which we put as andesite, and then receive. No, we put this one as redstone torch blue, I think. Andesite was how the controller relays it to the machine, which is redstone torch blue. Yes, sorry. It goes back to the computer, which I finished a while ago. You know, before we had the whole mess of which shaft is which, and then it turns out it doesn't matter. Because when I turned it on, remember the belt broke, and then it revealed that actually none of my ramblings even matters. So we went back to the original, then I doubted myself, and then we went back to the original because the original was right again. Honestly, my own mind sometimes. And yeah, that should be it done. Oh no, this was a gear shift, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. It's because you always want this to be separate direction from what the shaft's doing. Although in this case, if they go down immediately, don't place a gear shift because that will just get powered. Place a shaft, and then in case an andesite, because it does need to be by default going up. So yeah, I just placed the gear shift because it was automatically going down in that one, but in this one it seems to be automatically going down, so we need to go up. Again, if I stay quiet, it would probably be much easier to explain. Well, understand, sorry. Now, on the ground, you want to make kind of like a ring with a 4x4 in the center of copy slabs, and then break one and replace it with a lectern, and then fill the rest in with hazard blocks. Meanwhile, now I'll just go grab said lectern. This is going to be where your controller is going to sit, or you can pick it up and drive normally. Do what you like. Now we just get a bunch of copycat panels to fill in the walls, all the way up until you reach the stone slabs, which is the main, I'm going to say, framework of this machine. And these need to be facing the outside, again leaving a 4x4 in the center, so both the fuel and the stickers can actually remain. So there's quite some careful gluing work you'll have to do here. For instance, you can't like grab glue from here and then drag it to here, because you'll fill in this center and everything will get stuck. So let's grab this block, go all the way down, and that secures that only on the outside though, so the inside remains 4x4 and empty, except from the stickers themselves, and that fills that. If I now control it, I'll fill these in very last, so you can see. And yeah, you can see that one goes double the speed due to the gearing up there, and that's actually good, as that's what carries the fuel rod, which you're going to have to be quick with, because the longer it's outside of any protection, the more it's going to irradiate you. This isn't a realistic mod, so you can it's fine. Well, they're semi-realistic. They're realistic in like other ways, but the reactors aren't. And also, for some reason, I feel like I'm either leaving redstone lock on or something, because it seems to always be in redstone lock. Now, I've built this for a 3-tool fuel rod. Ignore the fact the core's 4-tool, that was not a mistake. Actually, yeah, it was. So, how do I put it? I said, give yourself 3 blocks at the top for the mechanism, that works. But from the bottom, you want to leave yourself 1, 2, 3. However long your fuel rods are, plus 3 blocks. And that should be the space given below the primary gantry shafts. That's how that should work. So you give yourself enough space for your fuel rods in there. And in actual fact, the shortest you can have is 3 in this design, because I've got these bits, which are your caps, which go in there. So these will actually quite perfectly fit together, nice and snug. Like a straitjacket, actually. They're quite snug. Random analogy. Not sure. You know, it is a random analogy, because most people won't know what one feels like. They wouldn't have been in one. Damn it, I'm not understanding of people. Either way, let's build a little small control board. This is a board with some lanterns in. And this is so small, I wouldn't say put this. It would be a hassle for the extra redstone links, because you only have so many redstone link connections you can have in a space. So I say, like, instead of wire these into your logic room, just have these in the reactor hall. Like, now mine goes directly into the turbine hall, but in reality you would have some thick concrete in between, and then some other stuff depending on how your power station's laid out. So just place the redstone mechanism in there, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, and it's actually quite compact. Okay, it could be a bit more compact, now I think about it. Yeah, that can be a bit more compact, but outside of that, it's amazing. Well, okay, I'm probably giving myself a little, just a little bit too much there. So the mechanism is actually, I think, yeah, like a 1x2 at there. So redstone dust coming out, toggle latch, place that into a full block. Then have from the lantern, the top part of the lantern needs to be covered by a slab, and then that goes out again. On that slab, facing the block above the lantern, you need a repeater, and then behind that redstone dust. This completes your circuit, so when you push the button, it toggles the redstone latch. Now, that first piece of redstone we placed, next to it, not in the middle of these two controls, but on the outer side, you place a redstone link. Don't matter, it's not going there, it's getting powered through the block. This works in Java, it's not like this works in Bedrock as well, it's not, because this doesn't work through Java's quantitative, cognitivity, whatever term it was coined with, it's a really weird way. Yeah, it doesn't work that way, it's just full block powered, this gets powered as well, so when we power it, it toggles these two. Yeah, and these will go to the slimes. So, in both cases, blue is going to be, let's say, brass casing, and then in one it's going to be slab, and in the other it's going to be an andesite casing, and that doesn't interfere with any part of the computer that well, I say computer, but redstone we've already done. So go back into your machine, and those redstone links on top of the sticky pistons, blue, blue, is andesite, brass casing, and then in one of the red, doesn't matter which, is an andesite casing, and the other is a slab. And then you want to label those, like, this one closest to the lectern is going to be the cap one, so that's brass andesite, so I'm going to get a sign here. Not sign, sign. I'll call this cap stick, and this I'm going to call hot stick, because the fuel rod, it's not actually hot, but it's referred to as like hot line, cold line. Okay, those referred. Why, the water in the cold line's like room temperature, hot line's really hot, so in this case it's like that. Hot stick, stick refers to the fuel rod, and it's hot in the terms of radioactive. So if something's not really radioactive, we would call it cold when talking about radiation, and if it's like emitting loads, like a graphite block from Chernobyl, it will be referred to as a hot item in some cases. Like, I remember, like, there's the video of a survey they did where they actually went into the reactor shaft, and a lot of terms are used which took me ages to understand, because that was back when I was very new to the subject. But yeah, you can see here, push button, toggles, and then it toggles the sticker. In this case we've got the hot stick, our fuel rod, which is away, it's the furthest position away from the lectern as you can get. Minus that block doesn't exist. And now you can place back your zinc. That's all you need to do. Now I'll run through a test with this with you. Yeah, that should be the entire machine now, I think. Let's get some fuel. Get our fuel rod, our rod assemblies. Place it in here. And there we go. I feel like this should be faster. Did I make it too short? Yeah, make sure you have ample clearance for all your objects and all your caps so you can actually reach the darn thing. Yeah, here. 2 blocks. You probably want 3 clear. Yeah, so this is the furthest clap, and there's 2 blocks clearance, and that means you can still reach it. For the back, I didn't think about clearance to this. It stops here because you've got this, even though it could, in theory, go 1 further. Oh no, it's this. Sneaky little thing. Yeah, I'll just remove this. Oh, now it's this sneaky little thing, but I can't delete that. Right, because I haven't given myself enough clearance, let's just grab the fuel rod. Do not do this in an actual power station. Yeah, we've been waiting. I thought they said they would extend. Ah, yeah, no. I thought that would be longer before it just melts. Maybe one day we will get like things like control rods. That way it's just like we can have boron just here and it won't melt. We can just sit here until it's loaded into the reactor and then it'll start, and that's if we pull out the boron rods. That would be nice. Just the ability, because if you, let's say, have it, let's say if like there's a block next to it, like a boron block next to it, it can't react. You just have a line of blocks here, this will never melt down, meaning your refueling machine can work. You can have one, you see this spare corner here I left, you can have like boron in there so it can't react in the refueling machine. Only when you finally lower it into the reactor can it finally start its reaction, which means you use all your fuel rod, so you get that maximum amount of power out of it. And it also means you can control your output by moving the rods in and out, because let's say each one of these gives you 1,000 in thermal power. Let's say block there, block there, block there. You've got no power. You've got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. You're pulling it out, and then it's like, hang on, I want to go back down to 2,000. I can turn off the second turbine. You lower the block here. It's like, okay, no reactions happening there. It stops. That would be an interesting system if there was a mod that could do that. I know HPM could, but that one's still in 1.12.2, and that's like a fan copy of it, just so we can even play with the mod. So anyway, let's once again get our fuel. Do not fail this time, fuel. Yep, and you lower it down and you press space and it locks where the sticker is, just because now there's no rotation going into it. Some crate stuff. Let's grab the hot stick and we just press space and it starts lowering itself back out. And here you can see the very... How dare you! Did I not set... Did I? I didn't set these two to receive, did I? I'm a complete idiot sometimes. I just forget how my own machine works. Again, this thing's going to have a meltdown in my refueling machine. We're not even going to get to the reactor at this rate. We have a grand total... I forgot to glue it. My face, I have been murdered. Oh yeah. These fjords can hold a lot of fuel in them, so let's just let it cycle back through. I guess that's a bonus of this thing being... No, that is why I made it so slow, so it could absorb all the fuel. Well, I say absorb, but, you know. Let's start pulling these rods back out. There's our hot stick. My eyes, I'm dying! And now we can very slowly move into the core. This is world record pacing for refueling machines. This is light speed moment right here. The sarcasm. Yeah, just quick tap when it's halfway over and it just teleports to the block you want. Here's a great thing about the machine. Because you've got all these caps, and this is why the caps are important, when you lower this one, the fuel rod is blocked by the lid, so it doesn't actually lower with it, forcing the, basically means only one can go down at a time. That's why this stops, because it can't actually go down, because there's only one block opening, it can only the fuel can go down. And now we move over. We lower it into the core. There goes our hot stick. Bye! We wait till it stops. We disable it. We can see it in the core. And you can see there's a little fuel rod in the core. Oh, this is amazing. And I should probably get a bit closer so you can see. There'll be a window here so you can see all the action happening, so you can make your decision. But once this sticky block gets kind of like to level with the this hazard block, that's when you stop, disable, and then just press space again, let leave. And there's our fuel rod entirely within the reactor core. Why is it not detect? Oh yeah, this is like a glitch. Yeah, because it's not being used, it melts the core. And what's happened, you see, is this is in a straight line. It should have, you know, not melted. But for some reason, heat vents struggle to detect what is happening. I think they would detect it if I place them directly underneath the fuel rod positions. Should we actually test that? That would be such a great test. We can do it with human test subjects. Actually, let's hold to ponder. Yep. Yep, there we go, there's boilers. Yep, radiation. Beware! Radiation. Man's greatest enemy it never knew. Because they're dead. I'll just quickly raise this up for you. Yeah, stop. And so now we finish. There's the fjord. You can see I've added these heat vents all the way around. If we come here, you can see it's actually outputting heat. You can hear the turbine running, which tells us we've got power. It's now actually powering 208 RF a tick. Yeah, we've got this. It's quite nice. And the thing is, unlike last time, this won't melt down. So you'll get an empty fuel rod at the end when this is run out. You can pull it out the core. Simply put it on here, wait a few seconds, it'll refuel. And you can load it back in. You can reuse the fuel rods. Or the assemblies. You know, you could have your friend standing down here by the fuel directing you. It's like, yep, stop. Connect. A third friend, let's say, connect, hot stick. Right, up. Then they drive it over, it goes down. I guess this train goes down to the core. It's like lower, stop. This connect hot stick, and communicate the whole thing, and then from here, heaters, plug. Yeah, you can think of it, but it is quite nice how it just stands there and we've got all the power. It is amazing hearing that. That engine is finally going and it is amazing. Right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you for watching. This has been a wonderful little journey I have. Oh, no, I have quite nearly forgotten something. Put the casings. So far, I've just instructed you to leave these as zinc. No, I just hide it. I'm gonna decorate an andesite casing. Has the engine stopped already? No, it's still going. I'm paranoid because I've been told they lasted for 12 days now. But yeah, I'm so paranoid because it's like, has the engine stopped already? What's gone wrong? No, it is a wonderful little thing to see the rod standing there, and inside it I can just imagine all the little reactions happening. It is beautiful. Right, goodbye. Oh, stop it.